Maybe I can be that friend for you if you need some advice. You know, like if you have, I'm not the person you ask for relationships, but I am absolutely the dude on the outside looking in that will keep it all the way 100 with you. And I think my friends would recognize that. They'd be like, all right, yeah. We can ask JD knowing he's not just going to want to hear himself talk. He'll actually give me probably what I don't want to hear. What it do, baby boo? JD tapped all the way in for episode 6. It is the Always Something podcast produced by Big Night Media. My guy Hurley behind the boards. What's uppers?
How we doing?
My name is John Daniel, a.k.a. JD. I would fight 10 duck-sized horses for those cookie ice cream bars from Trader Joe's. Have you had one of those?
No.
Crack.
I don't think so.
Crack. And I also enjoy basil. I just wanted to throw that in there. Basil needs to get its proper flowers. I've been having a lot of basil recently. Pesto, I can rock with some pesto. I've been putting the basil on my eggs. I'm just trying to get, Chef Boy or JD with it. And big ups to everyone listening on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all that good stuff. If you're not already subscribed in one of my subscribed shouties, you need to go ahead and do so. I would greatly appreciate you leaving a review as well. Some really great feedback on the last episode, and everyone who subscribes, it just means a lot to me. So also want to shout out to everyone who's been buying It's Always Something merch. The site is up. If you go to bignightshop.com, you'll see the tab right there under Big Night Media. And you'll click on the show, and people have been sending me pictures of them buying hats. I just got my mug today. I probably should have brought that in, but I'm gonna wait. You know what I mean? What a shitty tease that was. And it looks great, because sometimes you're worried about if merch looks the same online as it does in real life, and it looks super dope. And I know it's just a mug, and I'm super hyping that up, but so be it, man. Take it for what it is. We got sweaters up there, we got beanies up there. If you're super cheap, go ahead and grab a mug. You know what I mean? Or I was told that I need to put some zip-up hoodies. I'll go ahead and get to it. So feel free to hit me up at the actual JD and let me know what I'm missing in the merch store. I got fanny packs for the summer vibes. You know what it is. And, hit me up if you think I need to add something. And I just want to get, real for a second here. This is all nuts to me still, Hurley. Like, people buying my merch, people listening to my podcast, because I figured – I had a couple good guests on, great guests on. I had Vice on, I had Big Jim Murray on, I had my guy BMO on last week. So I expect, the numbers did great. You know what I mean? The numbers did well. But it's really encouraging to know, like, people are just tuning in. I listen, I come from the radio world where my show, they told you to pretty much limit everything to 15 to 20-second breaks, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm still getting used to the fact that people consume podcasts at long lengths, right?
And it's not broken up by
right
a commercial every
exactly
2 minutes.
Exactly. Or it's just it's a different style. So I still feel very vulnerable in this space. I'm still getting used to the fact that, like, people actually will listen and tune in, because everyone these days has such a I don't give a shit vibe to them, like, I don't care. So there's a lot of the times I think to myself, do you really care, about my podcast? And it's really encouraging. I'll just be honest. It's really encouraging to see the numbers doing what they are. I obviously want to get the podcast to number 1. It will go to number 1. I got to speak that into existence, because there are perks that come with that. I can buy a yacht. I can ride around private. I can forget a lot of the friends who are disrespecting me. Now there are a ton of perks.
You could meet Steph Curry.
I already have, but Steph Curry will be my like friend.
Yeah.
Like, he'll text me. I'll be like, hey, or he'll call during the show. I'll be like, hey man, I'm recording. I'll get back to you. So, and it just, honestly, dude, I obviously give people a lot of shit a lot of times, and I have fun, and I love trolling every once in a while, but I genuinely find joy in the fact that people tune in. That means something to me, dude. Like, I'll be honest with you. And so, yeah, and I'm just tired of boarding JetBlue last. And so I need to get this podcast to number 1 so I can go from boarding last to first class. You feel me?
That's the slogan of the show.
Give it to me. I know. Thank you so much. So yeah, please would appreciate it if you subscribed to the podcast. Would mean a lot to me. So a lot of people have been DMing me to do some pop culture stuff. This is episode 6, and I haven't really done any of that. One, because I've done it for the last 12 damn years, and I'm tired of what phase Justin Bieber is going through, or what Drake is doing with his hair. You know what I mean? It's not of interest to me anymore, or at least for right now, you know what I mean? And so people were like, just do some random pop culture stuff, and I came across that Ariana Grande. Hold on. And this is why I bring up Ariana Grande, because a lot of the times when I do pop culture things on my show, I do them for entertainment. It's obviously me. It's how I feel. I'm telling you 100%, because I'm not going to be fake and not authentic when I was on the radio. But I found myself being a jerk a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like, especially with the Ariana Grande situation, I would put, she just got married in Montecito. She had a little intimate wedding, and she bought her crib from Ellen for the homie discount of $6.75 million. That's what we call the homie discount. And so I found myself going into show mode, and I was like, okay, how long would the marriage last? And so I'm thinking about, if I was on the air, I'm like, I'll give it a year. Okay, so I'll do this for a second. I'll entertain the pop culture shit for a second.
All right.
Ariana Grande, she went through the stuff with Pete Davidson. It was a rushed proposal. She was engaged. It seemed like they were kind of like that MGK, Megan Fox vibe. There was something about it, you know what I mean? Like, it felt exotic from the outside. And so you clearly found out that it was rushed. They broke off the engagement for whatever purpose it was. It was chaos for him. You could, he said in his special, it was chaos. Mm-hmm. It was different. And you can clearly tell that Ariana Grande loved Mac Miller, and there was like that real bond. That was her true love. That's what I feel like. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. Mm-hmm. That was, you could tell, because they were together once, and then they did their separate thing, and then they came back together. You just know it was either one, toxic, or two, it was like, it was a genuine, authentic love there. And so I always thought if she was going to marry anyone, it was going to be Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, they both wrote albums about each other.
There you go.
That kind of speaks for itself a little bit.
And they played it pretty close to the chest, and you, I liked their vibe. But with all of that said, if we're just gonna do this, I give the marriage 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a celebrity, right? It's just
I don't know anything about him. I didn't want to do, and you know what? On top of that, I didn't want to do any research about him either. You want to know why? And this is what I'm talking about. I felt bad putting like 2 years on their relationship and acting like not caring about their happiness. That's what I learned when I got off the air. It's like, okay, like, these people are normal people. If she wants to marry him in an intimate wedding, go fucking nuts. I wasn't invited, clearly. I'm not in the circle.
You will be, though, when this podcast is...
Correct. When I'm number one, like, Ellen is going to be offering... Well, that's probably not the best example of people.
You'll be taking the Ellen show. Maybe
right.
That? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you know what, man? If you want the podcast, I feel like you got the ideas where it goes number one. But yeah, so... I think it's going to go 2 years. There's just too much chaos around her. And I mean that. I'm talking as a fan, not a friend. Mm-hmm. Talking just as a fan, if we're just all commonly talking about shit. I feel like she has so much around her. We've been in quarantine. We've been living different lifestyles. Once she's back out into the real world and touring and doing all these things and looking for inspiration, I think a lot of people in general are going to be like that. Whatever life you're living right now, it's going to be totes different when we come out of this thing. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. All right. I've done my pop culture thing. 2 years. We have it on tape.
All right. Yeah.
So the over-under is 2 years if you just need something to talk about at the water cooler. I also want to do a segment right now called Hella Random. Okay, so people have hit me up on IG and Facebook. I put up a question, just like whatever you want, because I feel Hurley people are still like getting to know me, even though they like know me.
Okay.
But I haven't been able to dive into some random things or like random questions or just stupid shit, man. Like I didn't really care. I knew, you know, when I put up the question, what things were going to be coming my way.
Well, if it's on Instagram, you're always going to get the weirdest stuff.
I've never done that thing where you say, ask me any questions. I'm like, what? Call me if you have a question. You feel me? I'm like, what do you want to know?
The people that are willing to fill that out are the ones that have the strange questions.
Yeah, they got the time. I'm going to start, though, because I literally, this was something I was just like, whatever you want me to give you an opinion on, whatever it is, maybe I can be that friend for you if you need some advice. You know, like if you have, I'm not the person you ask for relationships, but I am absolutely the dude on the outside looking in that will keep it all the way 100 with you. And I think my friends would recognize that. They'd be like, all right, yeah. We can ask JD knowing he's not just going to want to hear himself talk. He'll actually give me probably what I don't want to hear.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fair, right? Yeah. I'm going to start, though, because like I said, this is called Hella Random with Rita Ora. If you've seen, you know who Rita Ora is, right? She dated Rob Kardashian.
Yep. She's a singer.
She's a singer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Had a big song with Calvin Harris. And she, I found out, was out with a mystery man. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Every time that I have come across Rita Ora in radio, I have shot my shot. Everyone who's if you're like thinking, JD, have you ever tried to holler at one of these artists? I'm going to tell you right now, there is film, there is everything. Every time Rita Ora graced my presence with her mystique, I have shot my shot. Every single time she came to Phoenix, I told her how big my junk was.
It didn't work?
That was at the end. You know, I was smooth sailing. She asked me what my shoe size was. I was like, 10 and a half.
You know, normal conversation.
Do what you want with that information. It's a 10 and a half.
She asked you, she just asked you what your shoe size was?
Yeah, she was like, hey, what's your shoe size? I was like, an 11. She goes, no, it's not. I was like, all right, 10 and a half. And it really was. I'm a 10 and a half.
I don't know. Maybe you had a chance.
Yeah, I do. I really, listen,
that
she's
question
very.
does not pop up often.
She's very flirty. Okay. She's super flirty. It's on YouTube. The station I used to work at, like in Phoenix, you can just put Rita Ora JD. It should pop up, or Lady Law, one of the two or three. And so I know her In-N-Out burger order. She likes a double, no onion with a Dr. Pepper. When she came to Boston, I wrote her a poem. I love her, dude. She's smoking. I love the accent. I feel like one day in my life, I'm gonna marry someone with an accent. Makes me feel exotic. Makes me feel like an exotic bird. And so she's just a vibe to me. And she was out spotted with some like Thor director, and his name, bro, I can't even pronounce his name. Taika Waititi. I hate him. I don't even know who the guy is, and I don't like him. It hurts my heart that Rita Ora is doing this to me. And he's like 45, I think. I mean.
Once again, you get #1 podcast.
Yes.
That's ending.
Yes.
That's ending.
But I don't know.
We'll come back to
I don't know, Rita. I've done maybe persistence will pay off. I don't know. So I just saw that, and that was something random that I wanted to bring up because it made me really, really upset. And by the way, those of you that are wondering, I told her that I was an extra medium. And there is literally the clip on YouTube. Maybe we'll throw it in something. I'll throw it in my IG stories of me telling her that I'm extra medium and it's pleasurable. That's all I said. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of you are like, this guy's a slime bag. I was there for entertainment, and that's what my job was for, okay? I was literally throwing down the gauntlet. We lived in different times. I'm not apologizing. I stand by those words because if you got to look at your celebrity crush in the face and say whatever you wanted to without any repercussions, you would do the same thing. Someone hit me up and said, what's the best new song out? What song did we just play? What was the joint?
We played So What by Louis the Child.
I like that. If you're going to a pool party, you've been tanning, maybe you've been in the gym doing some sit-ups, some push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to
So What? Louis the Child featuring Arizona.
Okay, I'm going to put you up on game on that. Also, I like the new T-Pain and Kehlani. It's called I Like That. I like the new J. Cole. I'm still getting through it. I'm so bad with hip-hop lyrics. I'm not good at ciphering them. It takes me probably 6 or 7 listens to get something. I don't want to. When I listen to an album, I don't want to think about it. I just want to enjoy the vibes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not looking, is this album a classic? It's not me.
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy myself when I listen to an album. So I do like 95 South on J. Cole's album. That's the one everyone was talking about. Makes me feel like I can freestyle. And I love those kind of rap songs where I'm just like, yo, Cole, when I get the #1 podcast, send me the instrumental, and that way I can give you the remix. Really important. And I do like the new P-Lo record going off. Anything Bay Area or California, you guys know me. I'm super West Coast with it. Like, I'm biased and I don't care. 2 middle fingers up. Someone hit me up, and this is, okay, so if you're listening on the West Coast and you lived in California, specifically my hometown, someone said, should High Top Posse come back? Not Insane Clown Posse, High Top Posse. So there was this DJ back in the day, Hurley. In our community, you could go to like a community dance. Did you ever go to like a community dance?
I've been to like school dances.
They're not school dances. They were basically parties.
Okay,
right?
No, I don't think so.
So High Top did these parties. Shout out to High Top. And every time you went to one of the parties, it was just like, you know, all the schools from different districts or whatever, you know, it was literally a link up. And he would give out a mixtape of basically all the songs that he played.
Oh, wow.
Like, he'd give you a mix after. It was tight.
That is sick.
It was so sick. And obviously times are different now, and there's huge legal ramifications if you do that, because he was, I believe, selling them. But it was cool to like go to a High Top Posse event and then get a CD, because you were rocking that all the time. Because, you know, if you didn't buy someone's album, you weren't getting those singles, or if you weren't buying the singles. I just aged myself super bad right there. But yeah, everyone who's listening in the Fremont area, I'm pretty sure y'all just swerved off the road when I said High Top Posse. And so yeah, it was yes, I think he should come back, and I don't know what hurdles he would have to go through, but I'd rock with High Top Posse. All right. How many people is it okay to make out with this summer? Okay. We just had the mask mandate announcement with Boston, and we've been so behind with everything, even though we've had the most administered shots.
Yeah.
And
May 29th, I'm smacking lips with as many people as possible.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro. Bring out the
barista at Starbucks. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
The bank teller.
Talk to me.
Who else is there? If I get pulled over, maybe I'll give the cop a little smooch.
Oh.
Who knows?
Oh, like, a little police, and be like, I didn't know. I thought you were going to undress.
I've been ridden of making out with people for a year. I have to make up for it somehow.
Dude, there's probably so many people with you in that boat, and this record's kind of giving me vibes. I was saying that May 29th for us, and they're relaxing all the restrictions for us, and bars haven't been open. There's been just so much. And, you know, obviously we go through rough winters. And so I thought May 29th is going to be like Mardi Gras, New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, and the Pats winning the Super Bowl all in one day.
Yeah. It'd be like the Purge, except good.
Right.
Less killing.
They should have. Right. It's Boston, man. I can't guarantee that. The streets are good. They should have done it on a Monday, or a day where there would be repercussions the next day. It's a Saturday. May 29th is a Saturday. Oh my gosh.
Memorial Day weekend too.
Is that?
Yeah.
I always get confused.
No, this weekend's Memorial Day weekend.
I think I'm going to average 17 to 23 picnics this summer. You know?
Yes.
I'm getting fucking after it.
I love that.
I'm so pale, but I might try to tan this summer. I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm thinking about it. But yeah, give me all the, I'm going to bring the charcuterie board out. Give me all the jams, all the cheeses. Give me the best vibes. Give me the Bluetooth speaker. Oh, okay. So let me answer the question. How many people is it okay to make out with this summer? I'm going to go 15 to 20. 10 if you're classy. You've needed it. You've wanted it. You deserve it. So I'm going to go 15 to 20.
I mean, you probably shouldn't put a limit on it, right?
No, but I was told I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
this
true.
question
Yeah,
deserved to have a number. So I'm going to go with 15 to 20, 10 if you're classy. Don't feel guilty. Just let it ride.
I'd love 15 to 20. I
This
think
is all
I'll
summer.
be getting one at best.
One and done. I mean, that's okay. That's okay too. But yeah, I'll go with whatever you feel like you deserve. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
Whatever you deserve. Where am I going to be DJing this summer? I to be honest, I don't know. I know hopefully some spots here with Big Night. I'll let you know. If you're thinking about coming to Boston, come turn up, because we're going all the way up until October and November. I'm going to be on the road at the end of the year doing my best friend out here, Julie. She does these events called Fangirl Fantasy. It's not porn. And it's basically like if you're a huge fan of like Selena Gomez or Miley Cyrus or the Jonas Brothers, who just announced their tour, we do these like dance theme nights. So we're going to be going to Virginia. We're going to New York for 3 dates. One of them already sold out. You can go on my IG and check all that out. It's going to be super fun. So we'll be coming to your town. But yeah, and there's so much music out that I have to like retrain my brain to what songs I have to play. Because I wasn't on Twitch this year as a DJ. A lot of the DJs, that's kind of like how they stayed up to par with everything. So I have to figure out what the hell is going on in my laptop. You know, I have to.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You know,
I'm the same way.
I have no clue. I have no clue. Normally I could walk into a gig. I know exactly what I'm gonna play. But if I got into trouble, I know my crutch records. The hits have changed. TikTok is bigger. I'm expecting people to just come up to me and ask for the song for the fucking 6-second dance that they heard last year. They're gonna be like, hey, they're not even gonna say the name of the song. They're gonna be like, hey, can you play that song where? And then they're gonna do the dance move. You know, it's coming.
Here's what I've been doing for requests recently, because it's hard to hear people through masks. So I just give them my phone and a notes app, and it's so much easier to ignore them that way.
But you give them your phone, so you're wasting a ton of time.
Well, no, I just hand them my phone. They type in their request, and I continue
don't even have
DJing.
time for that. Kudos to you, my man.
But it makes it so much easier to ignore, which is awesome. Because then I'm just like, oh, I forgot you wrote it down.
I pretend like I hear it every time. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And then they're like, hey, you haven't played my song yet. I'm like, whose time are we on here? They're like, we're about to leave. I'm like, okay, so I'm about to play it. What? Is this a checklist that you're going through? Is this like a bar crawl? Anyway, so I'll let you guys know. But who knows? The Friends reunion special. Someone was like, what do you think about the Friends reunion special? Which, when the episode drops, it will be this week. And I think Friends is overrated. I'm going to say that right now, and I know the backlash is going to be so real, but I'm being truthful. I have only watched a season, and that was because I was talking to a lovely lady, and it was an inside joke, and she knew I didn't watch Friends, and she was like, just watch the first season. And so I did. I get it. I understand the hype. I tried. I like the characters. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't want to watch it. It's just too many episodes to catch up. And when I watch a show, when I binge, I'll give you like Game of Thrones example. When I watch a show like Game of Thrones, if I'm binging it, I am living in that time period. I believe that there is a dragon outside. I believe, I was going to say, I believe I'm going to lay with my sister, but like, that's just how they got down during that time period. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a genuine character. Like, I feel like I'm in the room with them. And so I live in the setting of the show I'm watching.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's
so
cool.
Now I'm not going to watch Friends out of spite. You know, I don't care. I don't feel left out. I don't.
What about The Office? I
have them all on DVD. I have all of them on DVD.
So The Office is good, Friends bad.
It's not The Office. Friends is not The Office.
I know. I'm just that's one of those like cult
Right.
style TV shows that just like
on all the time.
It's like your personality.
Right. It's your massage. It's your massage chair. You know, it's like the one thing that you know you can come to comfort with. You know, it will cuddle you. Mm-hmm. You're like, even if a good day, bad day, if I need to waste time, I'll just, I watch this. I don't care.
Tough part about Friends is if you start paying attention to the laugh track, it's actually like terrible. It's kind of like one of those like early Nickelodeon, like the kids Nickelodeon shows where I think the laugh track probably takes up about, I think someone's actually done it before. In like a 20-minute Friends episode, like it's laughing, or they're like doing those transition shots where it just shows the city for like, it's something crazy. It's like 30% of the show. So like actually only, and then with commercials, like the show is actually only like 10 minutes of content.
See, now you've ruined it for me, because now that's all I'm going to be paying attention to.
Sorry. Well, you're not watching it anyways.
That's also very correct. But now I wouldn't be able to pay attention to it. I don't care. Bro, I don't like Friends. I'm flipping off the camera if you're watching on YouTube. I don't care. I'm not interested. Get off of me on it. If you want me to watch that, I'm way more open to movies. Like, if you want me to see a movie, I can knock that out in an hour and a half. Don't tell me to catch up on Friends where it's going to take 7 years of my life to catch up on something that is irrelevant. I don't care. And do you know they had to pay those cast members so much money to even get the reunion? They don't like you either.
Yeah.
Okay? They had to pay them millions just to do the reunion special.
I'm really wondering if it's going to be any good.
Who cares?
I feel like whenever they do reunion kind of specials like that, like it kind of does not live up to expectation.
I will say I disagree with that, because this one looks like if you care, you'll get some nostalgia from it. I'm fine with it. I'm not against it. I'm just saying it's okay for people to not have watched Friends. Okay, I'm over it. So there you go. Why are dogs so much better than cats? I don't know. Look at them.
That's easy. That's easy.
No, I will say,
dogs actually do things.
I miss my cat, Callie. I do. We had her growing up, and she lived a long time. But she hated me. Ask my mom. She dreaded, like, I loved her because she was cuddly and stuff with my mom and my sister. It made me so upset. And I loved her more than then. And this cat refused to love me. And it was just, I could never get her to sit on my lap, none of the things. And cats have the ability to hate you even if you're the owner. You know, they do what they want when they want. Dogs, they listen, I mean, they snuggle better. Look at that. You've done a good job if you hear this.
I'm only listening to this.
This is
what's going on here.
You know how people have that app Calm? This is my Calm app. You put this on, I could fall asleep like a baby. This is music to my ears. Dogs, they snuggle better. They're cuter when they're smaller. They can't wait for you to when you walk in the door. They love food just as much as you. I do believe though that my dog would trade me for a piece of string cheese. I will say that. I think if you put a piece of string cheese on one side, and then like Hook when Rufio or when Peter Pan drew the line between him and Rufio.
Sure.
Don't answer that question. It was like, I don't think he would side with me. I think he would go with the string cheese after all the things I've given to him. Draw the line in the sand, pick a food. Even if it would kill him, even if he ate this chocolate donut on the charcuterie board, and he would know, I've lived a great life. I love you, but this donut is really, really important to me. It's more important than anything in my life.
Yeah.
So, dogs, and they're amused by anything. Cats are like on Adderall. They just, they'll be calm at one point, and those mazes and shit, like the cat mazes, and you have to just buy. Dude, cats suck. So I'm never gonna get one again. I miss my cat Callie. She hated me still. Someone asked, what single piece of advice has had the most profound impact on you as a person or in your career? Actually, you know what? That's a great question, and how it affect your life. That's a great question. I'll go professional here. This one sticks out to me always. So when I first started Hurley at this hip hop station, Power 98.3, shout out Power 98.3 in Phoenix.
Nice.
I had just gotten hired to be on the air, and I was so happy, dude. It was like, this is what I love to do. This is everything I want to do in my life. And so I got on the air, and I was so nervous. I remember my first song that I talked over was Pitbull, Hotel Room. I remember it. I think it was like a 6 or 13 second bed. I don't remember what I said because I'm pretty sure I blacked out. And it gave me the rush and everything. And so, long story short, the program director at the time, Bruce St. James, shout out to Street James, and Carly Hustle, who was the APD at the time, they put me on the air. And, I did some radio shows, and, I was shitty, just like my show right now. It's shitty, but I'm learning. And so he called me in the office within my first couple shows, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I thought I was in trouble for something. I was like, "I don't know." You tell me. And he goes, "I didn't hire that dude. Like that person that's on the air. I didn't hire him." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I hired the kid in the hallway." Where the fuck is the kid in the hallway?
Oh.
Like you're talking like a radio person, but that's all I knew. You know what I mean? Like that's all I thought radio was, like a sport. This is how you're supposed to do it. And so he goes, be who you are in the hallway. Wow. And for me, dude, there are just sometimes you have to swear at me for me to get things and yell at me. And there are just some sentences in life that we all know, even if they're minor. It was like that clicked with me. He said, "Be who you are in the hallway." I hired the kid in the hallway. And from that point on, I get it, because he was just saying, be yourself.
Yeah, that's great.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
He's like, be yourself. That's who I want on the air. That's what got you here, dude. So I think that will be the story I tell you that had the most impact on me, because it calmed me down in a sense of like, oh, okay, like I can learn how to do this. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why these other people were so good at what they do, because that's who they were in real life. And so it took me a second to realize that. So shout out to Bruce St. James. Be who you are in the hallway. That was the greatest piece of advice I've ever gotten. So you can apply that however you want in your life. Dogecoin. Man, I don't know. I'm so out of the loop. I don't have enough money to be in the loop. I don't even want to be in line in the loop. I've been scammed into money twice, and they both involved shoes. One was in 8th grade. Everyone was getting Iversons. Okay, Allen Iverson. Yep. And there were two colors out. There was an all white and kind of gray, and then there was a clown shoe. It was red, it was whatever. And I wanted them so bad. I wanted them so bad because everyone else was having. This is how I feel about Dogecoin. Everyone's talking about it. I feel a little out of place, because I'm not even educated on it. And so I not only bought the red ones because I just wanted them so bad, so my friends knew. Couldn't even match. I still can't match, but like I couldn't match my clothes to anything of that color. Like I didn't have style like that. I don't have style now. I'm just in case someone wanted to throw that in there. And so I bought the shoes, and I even bought them in the wrong size because I wanted them so bad. So that was one. And then two, my boy T Mills, he has a group called Girlfriends. He had a big song, Vans. He's on MTV. He has a radio show on Apple One or Beats One or whatever it is. And he convinced me to buy Jordans because I told him I didn't have Jordans. I do like the Jordan 1s, I believe. Those are fresh. Whatever the white with the black trim on the side, them shits are clean. Super clean. And so I bought these, I don't know if they're called the Space Jams or whatever. They got Bugs Bunny on them. And I was like, all right, well, I need a pair of Jordans. He was like, if you don't like them, sell them to me or I'll know a spot in LA. Bro, dude, do you think anyone really, unless they're in the sneaker culture, has the energy? Just selling something on Facebook Marketplace takes a lot of energy. So I bought the shoes for $150. Worn them 6 times, maybe. And this was, this had to have been 15 years. I don't know, man. Like maybe a little under that. And so I just promised myself, if I'm not interested, I'm not interested.
Okay.
That's how I feel about Dogecoin or NFTs or any of this cryptocurrency shit. I don't have enough money to get involved to throw it away. I don't know. Don't care. Go nuts.
Yeah.
I've made my mistakes in moderation. I hated my Iversons, and I hate the Jordans, except for the ones. Been scammed too much. I'm not going with the public on that. Someone hit me and DM'd me. My ex went viral on TikTok. Should I holler again? Okay. Oh, you hate to see it. The answer is yes.
Oh, their ex.
Yeah, their ex went viral. Yeah, I love that. I love that that's a fear now. I love that you're like, I don't know, man. Like if someone wanted to date me right now, I want to date me right now because if you don't love me at my Beyonce, you can't love me at my Beyonce.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bars.
Yeah.
And so, if one of my clips went viral, or when I go viral, if you're dating me now and you broke up with me, it's inevitable, right, Hurley? I mean, let's just be honest with each other. We're taking this shit to the moon. So I'm going to go viral, hopefully for something good.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not, let me be like the Chrissy Teigen gif, like the award show where she's like, like, give me one of those.
Once again, if we had posted your TikTok instead of BMO's last week, I mean, you may have already been there, and that's on me. That's all on me.
I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself, and I chose to go with BMO's piece of shit sketch. Did it get me followers? Sure. Did it get me the right amount of clout? Absolutely. Was it what was best for this radio program? No, it wasn't. So I learned a grave lesson there. We just want people to be miserable so bad. Go holler at your ex, dude. They went on, depending on what they went viral for on TikTok, if it was for a dance, if it was for like a hack. Dude, I had a TikTok that hit like, I think it still gets views. It's in the millions or whatever.
Wow.
But I ain't got nobody hollering at me. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming back to me.
Rita Ora will come.
Rita Ora, I'm sure she's seen it, man. And the 45-year-old she's dating is like, what's TikTok? So stuck on it. If you opened a bar or club, what would it be called? Ooh. Too legit to sit. I believe that tables should have time limits on them, because
You do great this year.
Huh?
You do great this past year.
What do you mean?
All the tables had time limits.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. Wait, I'm lost of what you just said.
All the tables in restaurants and bars had time limits because they wanted to keep people moving
Oh,
for COVID.
yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
this past year.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I didn't want to just move on and not understand, because then I would act like I wasn't listening to you, and I'm listening to you. But they're so expensive to begin with. You know what I mean? And you go to a club to dance. Let's just be honest. When you're going out with your friends, you want to go dance. You want to have a good time. And there's not enough dancing. I'll tell you, I tell people all the time, I've had some of my favorite gigs. One of my like top 3 for sure. Top 3 gigs was a gay bar. No joke. You want to know why? Because they just wanted to get down. They just wanted to dance. These people just wanted to dance. They wanted to vibe out with their best friends. They all came out, and everything that I played that night worked, from 50 Cent to Katy Perry to whatever. Like, I could go from the happiest to the hoodest. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So, and that's the energy that I think is missing in clubs, is some kind of entitlement that like you're not allowed to turn up and, in some cases be outside of yourself. Or that's who you are, but you're like reserved, because you're at a table or whatever. There's an entitlement that like comes with it. It's tight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to go to no club if I'm not at a table. I work in the industry, but I'm different. So I'm not a person that going out to like the bars and the clubs is like a social thing that I only can do, I'm in all the time. So I think too legit to sit, and everyone at the door would get a water bottle. This is genius. Nobody steal this from me. Or like some kind of container. You can put your drink in the container, and when you wanted to be on the dance floor, you just go on the dance floor, and you can just wig out, just turn all the way up.
Oh, because
if you're holding your drink and you want to drop it down low,
it's not going to spill everywhere.
It's not going to spill everywhere.
That's
so
great for everybody.
Give me a belt. Give me like a drink belt.
Wow.
Pour something in there. Give me a little flask. Is that fucking genius or what? Am I a genius? Did I just come up with something?
I mean, we probably should not have allowed this public.
Whatever. Let this go viral. Go nuts. Just give me. I'll find you. The percentages are there. I'll win in court. But yeah, I think water bottle for your hips so you can enjoy your dips. That's all I'm asking for. So Too Legit to Sit would be the name of my bar or club, and it would work because everyone that would be coming in, no tables. And if there'd be time limits. Mm-hmm. Just maybe I'll have a designated room where if you need a break, but the music's not playing, it's dead silent.
Just a bunch of old guys on their phones.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, that's a great point. You know, people are on their phones anyway, snapping and wasting time. Yeah, you want to go to the snap room? You want to go to the story room? Go ahead. You know, we're gonna have classical playing in there. We'll fucking bring the vibe all the way down if you want to do that. All right, final few here. Does your mom ask when you're gonna get a real job? First of all, that's a hurtful, true, rude, understandable, and legit question. My mom's been asking me that for 12 years. My grandpa always wanted me to be a teacher. Every time I talked to him, he was just like, "Hey, are you a teacher yet?" No joke. That's how the conversation would go. I'd be like, "Hey, JD, how are you?" "Doing great, Gramps. What's going on? You a teacher yet?" I have my degree in teaching, my Arizona State degree. So I got it so I could teach high school government. And social studies. And love the kids. The kids are the best part. It's the most rewarding part. They're awesome. And, you know, it was that's what kept me in it, was the kids. The red tape around it and how shitty teachers get paid and what they have to go through and what they get paid and the responsibility, especially these days where, to be honest, I think some kids are plotting. Like, you know, they have their phones out. Technology is obviously bigger. They're like, "Hey, watch me slap Mr. Give me a last name.
Johnson."
No, not for what I'm going to say.
Sullivan.
Yeah, okay. No, because that's one of my homies' names. Anyway, I'll just go with Smith.
Okay.
Like, watch me go smack Mr. Smith in the face. And they do it to go viral. It's dangerous, bro. Like, it's different.
Especially with TikTok.
And I don't want to get into this serious, but school shootings. It's different, dude. It's a different world to be a teacher. And they're underappreciated and they're underpaid. And I think it's the biggest tragedy in our life that teachers don't get paid more. It's upsetting. It's upsetting that they have to go to more school.
Especially this past year, too.
Was that grammatically correct? More school? Anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, no. I mean, especially this past year where they had to like now deal with all the COVID restrictions and stuff. And
all the COVID stuff.
Doing it online. Kids aren't learning as well, going through Zoom and all that. It's like they have to jump through plenty of hurdles for whatever, for nothing.
And they were doing that before. They're buying stuff for their class.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me. I bet you if you guys really want to have the discussion, ask a teacher what they have to go through and how much they get paid and what they really have to do on top of teaching. On top of teaching what they have to do. So, bruh. And then so this leads into this. So someone asked, one of my former students from, I think of 2009 asked me what it was like teaching government and social studies in 2009. Because I don't talk to any of these kids. Yeah. Saw one of them at a college party, I'll tell you that. I was like, "Did you finish your packet?"
You draw that map.
You know that's due tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Friday.
You saw him while he was in your class.
I saw her at a party, and I was like, "You need to leave." First of all. Yeah, that was... Anyway, my favorite part about teaching, like I said, the kids were awesome. Like the kids listening right now that were my former students, you kept me in it for show. Like if it wasn't for the kids, I would have, fuck school. I wouldn't have done it because I remember my mentor teacher was a prick. I don't care. Like he was a prick, dude. He was just a military dude. I had to be there so early and, he was very disciplined, which is probably what I really needed, because I was just so underprepared, I felt, from the program, but he was tough on me. And I remember watching a video because, we had to watch the videos before we played them. Mm-hmm. I remember bawling my eyes out during one of the movies because I was like, I hate this shit. I bawled my eyes out. It was that moment. I just was like, I hate this. I hate this. I was crying like you wouldn't believe. And so I loved it. I enjoyed every second of it. It challenged me. It made me a better human being. But that teacher, you guys will agree, especially if you're one of the students, Mick Prick. Didn't like him. And they knew when I was hungover. They said if I didn't do my hair in the morning, that's how they knew I was hungover. You know what?
True.
Fucking right. You got it. You got it. And I never told him I was in radio. You know, like I was on air. You know, I got hired
while teaching.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got hired the day after I graduated. But yeah, I was doing a radio show, not full time, but I was on the air, so they were listening to me for sure. And one of them told me, it was like towards the end of the year, he goes, "Are you Bruce Trillis?" I was like, "Here we are." That was my old radio name. There was one kid that tried to blackmail me too. He was like falling asleep. I threw a pencil at him. He's like, well, "What?" You know, his parents were like, "What if that hit him in the eye?" I'm like, "Did it hit him in the eye? What are we talking about here then?" They almost blackmailed me. He goes, I'll tell on you. And I was like, Go. And you want to know what I said, Hurley? No joke. I don't know how many times I've told this story. I looked at the kid. I said, "Go ahead. I don't even teach." He goes, I told him, I was like, "I love radio. This shit doesn't matter to me." I was like, "I don't care. Go tell whoever you want. Whoever you want, it doesn't matter. If I got fired today, and if I got fired from the teaching program or whatever it was, I had a job the next day."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why the kid didn't say anything, because I wasn't threatened. But I was like, "Oh no, don't do it."
Plus, if you got fired, you would have gotten some severance.
No, because you had an intern.
Oh.
So I had to be an intern.
Oh, then never mind.
Yeah, your last semester was student teaching, like your own classes.
I see.
So yeah, he like tried to blackmail me. I was like, "Dude, fuck you. I don't even like this." That's a great piece of leverage if you're ever in your life. You're just like, when someone's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna tell the boss on you," you're like, "Dude, I don't even like this job." Go ahead.
Until you do like it.
Yeah. Until I probably, would have grown into it. All right, last question here. First of all, thank you for reaching out on the DMs and being a part of this. The best interview I've ever had and the worst interview I've ever had. Oh, well, the worst I've said a million times, Tyga. We've since reconciled because we had to, because my old co-host that I did mornings with, Lady Law, she told Tyga in an interview with me, "Hey, JD hates you." I was like, "Yeah, I do." And then I had to go into detail, and I told him. And the reason why I hated the interview with him is because we were playing his single at the time, and he was very new. This is pre-Rack City Tyga. And snapback hats were like becoming a trend, but I didn't know it was like that was part of the fashion. They were called snapback hats. I didn't know, dude. I wore fitteds all the time.
Sure.
And so I like bought a snapback, and like I brought it up, and he like laughed at me the whole interview. And one of his homies that was in, you could just clearly tell that he didn't want to be there. He ditched out on the meet and greet with the fans, which really upset me. We had people, who won tickets, and he just walked out. I was like, dude, this guy's a dick. This guy's rude. You know what I mean? He had no appreciation. Like, you have to understand, when artists come in, it's just as much promotion for them as it is. They're not doing me a favor. They're doing themselves a favor.
Yeah.
By reaching the audience, talking about whatever it is. And the conversations after, if no one had heard of XYZ's music and they're on the air, they're like, maybe I'll check this person out. It's called radio promo. Promo runs. Mm-hmm. This guy promoted me telling everyone I fucking hated him. Didn't like him. But then we reconciled, and I like Tyga now.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Happy ending.
Yeah, happy ending. So that was the worst. My best was J-Lo on the phone. If we're going phone interviews, me and Lady Law in Phoenix, we interviewed J-Lo, and I got to say reckless things to her. I was even telling her recently, I can't believe I was allowed to say these things. I cannot believe it. I made, like I told J-Lo, I would love if she would call me Poppy. I asked, maybe I'll put that clip up too. And she had some like zingers, and she was so sweet, dude. Like who J-Lo is, who you see her on TV and all of she gets it. That's why she's been able to have this longevity. So we interviewed J-Lo a couple times, and she was off the chain. She was so nice. And like I said, I said reckless things where she probably could have hung up on us, and I would have gotten the boot for it.
Wow.
And then Sky Blue from LMFAO, he was dope because we did something called the breakfast boot, where if an artist that came in the morning didn't bring us breakfast, we weren't going to interview them. Like, it's such a gimmick. And if I'm one of these artists, I'm like, who are you? Like, this is my 10th city in 10 days, and you want me to bring you breakfast or you're not going to promote me? But he brought in this like epic spread of things you name it, dude. French toast, pancakes, bacon, the works.
He's probably so nervous. He like really wanted the interview. He's like, oh,
maybe.
God,
I mean, he was a solo artist, you know, when they broke up at the time. And shout out to my guy D-Train, who brought him in, and you know, yeah, he was super fun. He was super fun. But by far my favorite, and it's not like Gary Owen. Do you know who Gary Owen is?
I do not.
Look him up. He's in a ton of movies. We did a bit with Gary Owen, and you'll know who he is when you Google him. We did a bit where I would call him the wrong name and see how many names it would take for him to like say, what's your problem, dude?
Yeah.
You're not even saying my name. And he's a comedian actor. And I mean, dude, I was calling him Gary Oven. I called him Crazy Gary, Larry Owen, Gary Samoan, Gary Bowberry. I think we got through 7 names. And he goes, why are you butchering my name? And we called the segment, That's Not My Name. And he was the first person we did it with.
Did you ever do it again?
Maybe. But he was what comedians are way better to interview than any artist on the planet, especially during those times, because they could say whatever they want. They're trying to be funny. And so that was tight. He was my favorite because he went along with it, and that was just fun, dude. Like when you could get away with doing fun things like that. Comedians are always fun to interview. And pick one, you know, the Wayans brothers, my girl Angela Johnson, all the comedians are awesome. So Whitney Cummings came on once. Yeah, dude. But yeah, calling Gary Owen Gary Bowberry to his face or Larry Oven was awesome, and he didn't care. So appreciate it. Maybe we'll do this regularly, especially if I don't have a guest on or something like that. If you just want to, I don't care what the topics are, dude. Go nuts. You've heard the podcast. You've gotten so much out of it. I already know. I want to jump now to the charcuterie board before I get out of here. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're looking to come to Boston, this is not a sponsorship. Blackbird Donuts is featured on the table today. And Blackbird, to me, you know how, I don't know about you, Hurley, but people that are listening right now, everybody has that one spot that they are, I don't want to say addicted to, but they are just all the way locked in. I have the app. I'm a rewards member. I spend a gargantuan, fun word, amount of money on Blackbird Donuts. It's like a gourmet donut spot. They're all around town here in Boston. If you come out here or if you're from out here, you either know Blackbird or you don't. You're an idiot, which means you don't know who Blackbird is.
Yep, that's me.
That's like, yeah, that's me. So you can just tell by the eclectic nature. I don't know if you can, we'll zoom out here on YouTube. Hold on, give it a second. Yeah, so you see it. You see what's happening right now. So you see just the what's the word I'm looking for right now? The diversity, the epic nature of Blackbird Donuts. I mean, you name the flavors. This one right here, like if you're watching on YouTube, and this is an everything bagel donut. Let that sink in for a second. An everything bagel donut. The salty and the sweet makes it so discreet. It's just the most epic thing you'll ever have. And I go usually with the classic glaze because you just can't go wrong with it. And then I'll try, like a flavor that I'm interested in. I'll do it almost every week. I would do anything. I would do absolutely anything, Blackbird, if you allowed me to create my own donut. What's it going to take? What number on the podcast charts do we need to get to, Blackbird, where you will allow me to have my own donut? You don't have to call it the JD or, it's always something. I prefer that because it'd be great marketing. But this spot, everybody has their spot. This would mean so much to me in my heart that I just want to be a part of one.
What would you want the donut to be?
I love the glaze. I love the glaze. Okay. So they've had some like coffee kind of ones. That's a great question. They had some like a coffee crisp one, anything berry related. But yeah, like they had like this, they had their like coffee crumbs on it, and that was just amazing. I don't know. I'd have to look at my options. I mean, I want to make something so fantastic, and here's why. I don't want to do it for me. I mean, that's important. Blackbird is able to stay around because they're for the people.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
They voice their opinions on important things in the community. I love it. They're not afraid. They're not afraid of cancel culture. They're flipping up the Blackbirds to cancel culture. And they're like, we're just here to provide excellent donuts and amazing cold brew iced coffees. I was going to buy a sweatshirt, and they're updating their merch. I'm that in.
Wow.
I'm that much into the rabbit hole of Blackbird Donuts. So they're featured on, I got the chocolate sprinkle. I got some kind of Hawaiian punch type situation. I have the everything bagel, and then I have some coconut thing that I'm not going to say throw away. I'm going to give it to someone deserving. So shout out to Blackbird. They're not sponsoring the show. I would do anything. I'm putting it out in the universe. I'm going to have a Blackbird donut with them. What number is it going to take? What camera do you want me to look at? Which one? This one? What number on the podcast, on the charts, is it going to take for you to let me have my own donut? For the people. This is for the people. I want to design. Can you like maybe even do like a slow zoom? What is it going to take? If you can say no. No? Yes? All right. What's it going to take, Blackbird? I would do anything. We do this for the people. Let me design my own donut. Let me bring something spectacular to the already, to a brand that is already a dynasty in multiple locations. I know everything. I'm even one of those people that will leave a comment if I don't like something, or if you need to be improved, if you need to improve on something. I'm that friend. All I want is just a hug. Give me a hug on the menu. That's my pitch. That was not a good pitch, but I know I'm going to hate myself after.
Starts off asking for a donut, then asks for a hug.
A hug for letting me have a donut. So that's how I feel. I love you so much. Oh, and when I was the first this is how loyal I am, dog. I was the first customer in their Brighton location. I'm going to put that up. I'll put that up on the IG stories, or actually like an actual post. And they were playing on accident. I didn't ask for it. At 7 a.m., they were playing E40 Tell Me When to Go. When I walked in, I didn't ask for it. They didn't know who I was. Well, I told them that I worked at the radio station, but they didn't know anything else about me. They knew. It was a kinship.
Meant to be.
It was this. I'm on YouTube. I'm like, look at it. So this is them. This is me. We're holding hands as lovers and friends. It was as poetic as it gets. Thank you, Blackbird. I appreciate you and just your overall existence. All right. It's the end of the podcast. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe. We appreciate it. Always Something Podcast, episode 6. We'll see you next week for episode 7. You know what it is. West Side forever. Let's go Warriors one time, baby. Hopefully you didn't lose the playing game.